Welcome, Guardians, to another episode of the DTR Podcast. I am your host, Jay. I am the content manager here at the Tracker Network. And joining me this week is my favorite, well, one of my favorite co-hosts. I'm not going to call him my favorite co-host because J-Ram may get mad. Oh, J-Ram is so going to get mad at me for saying that. But my awesome friend, Darkside Royalty Lord Joker. Joker, what's up, my man? How are you?
What's going on, ladies and gents, boys and girls, guardians of all ages? Joker back again, once again.
Yes, I think that's why, because that intro is awesome. So J-Ram, if you are listening, you have to create a good intro like that. So it is just Joker and I tonight.
The masterful mathematician of multiplying mathematics.
J-Ram sadly cannot join us tonight. He is currently on a mini vacation, but hopefully he will be back next week. So Joker, we do have a big show planned out for tonight. We have a lot of Destiny 2 Forsaken talk that we're going to be diving into. We're going to talk about some faction rallies because, you know, my favorite faction lost again, which I'm just like, why is this happening? And then we're going to talk about that.
You know why? It's because nobody wants the rainbow shaders.
That's true. I thought people were going to go after the Sunshot Catalyst, but just nope.
Oh, it's so good too. I didn't get it, but my brother got it, and I'm like...
I didn't get it either, yeah. Everyone was going after that Graviton Lands, but we'll dive into that. And then we're going to talk about some Iron Banner. Iron Banner will be coming back next week. And then we're just going to dive into Forsaken, get our first impressions on everything that's coming with the DLC. And then we're going to talk about the story, and that's where we're going to do our lore segment this week. I
am finally excited for a piece of Destiny content because I'm just seeing where this story could go. And so far, they haven't said or done anything that would, like, contradict lore. And I'm like, so my brain's not like, oh my god, they're, like, violating the Grimoire.
So far, so good.
Like, so far, so good.
All right.
And I'm like, this could be so good. Or it could be bad.
Let's hope it's good. Let's hope it's good.
Yeah.
And then we're going to end off with our Tell Me Something I Don't Know segment and then our Last Word segment. Alright guys, but before we dive into all of that, of course, I do have a few announcements to make. So you guys can find the DTR Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, and the Google Play Store at Destiny Tracker Podcast. The show is recorded on Fridays at 7:45 p.m. Eastern, live on twitch.tv/Destiny Track. If you guys would like to support the show, you guys can subscribe on Apple Podcasts and make sure to follow us on Podbean. And then you guys can also check out the podcast Side Quest Sunday, which is hosted by Dan Finitwitch, our old podcast host here on the show. Make sure you guys check his podcast out at Side Quest Sunday. Alright, Joker, so let's just dive straight into it, man. Let's talk about some faction rallies. So, you played faction rallies.
Yeah.
Which faction were you loyal to?
More like disloyal. I had to go after that Graviton Lands because if you didn't do it, and I know me, I'm the new Monarchy guy. I was a plant, man. I was spying on them. You know, I had to get that technology. If you didn't get it, you are at a disadvantage in the Crucible. Plain and simple. It's
definitely
freaking hidden hand on Graviton Lance.
Yeah.
Like.
I will say the Graviton Lance is really good, but I was hoping for a Future War Cult win, but then just seeing that Dead Orbit was going to have the Graviton Lance is just like, yeah, it's over.
Yeah, all the factions should have had all the catalysts so you could play how you wanted to play without being, like, shoehorned into a specific faction.
Yeah. Or even at the end of the faction rally, maybe give you a choice to buy the catalyst for like 50,000 Glimmer, or even more than that, 100,000 Glimmer.
I would pay 100,000.
Yeah, 100,000 Glimmer. So Bungie, if anyone at Bungie's listening, add that in for the next faction rallies, please.
Yep.
Please, I would love that.
I was mad about that, and you are like. Here's the thing, I understand. So, do we want to talk about the faction rally grind?
Oh yeah. Oh,
because that was murderous, man.
Oh yeah.
That was like. So they have these catalysts, and I know I'm going full rant mode, but they have these catalysts, and I think everybody's going to agree with me on this. And they have this system where you have to grind these. You got to do a public event, and then you got to do a couple of other things, and maybe you have all the gear, maybe you don't have all the gear, whatever. And then you get your 5 renowned, and you go in and you get your tokens, right? You get your 10 tokens for killing a lost sector. And I'm like, okay,
yeah.
Fine. I think you should have gotten more for like doing raids, like you kill a raid boss or you clear a raid encounter, you get 75 or 100, something like that. A lot of people are throwing that out. I agree with it. I think you should have gotten more for doing Nightfalls. Maybe you do a Nightfall, you get 50. Maybe you get 100. Who knows?
Yeah.
I agree with it. Especially if you do like a Prestige Nightfall, or you do, like you do anything, you should have been able to get a significant amount of rewards. But the way that they decided to do it was so grindy, and it's like, oh well, everybody in Destiny wants grinds, Joker. Not this. This isn't fun. And the average person is not going to be able to get all 3 factions. And you have all 3 factions, and you're like, well, New Monarchy kind of has like the worst catalyst, right?
I don't even know what it was. Oh, it was Sweet Business. I didn't even check New Monarchy.
I think I'm
not a fan of New Monarchy.
Aim faster or something. I don't even know what it did. But like, you have the Graviton Lance, which is the best catalyst.
Yeah.
Out of all of them, it's Hidden Hand on the Graviton Lance. Then you have the Sunshot, which is a huge buff to range and stability. I believe is what it buffs, and everybody's saying that that's what the Sunshot needed. Yeah. Everybody who got it, and I played it a little bit on my brother's, and yeah, it's exactly what the Sunshot needed. It feels good. It feels solid.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things like you had these catalysts, and they're what's defining it, not the ornament, not the armor, not the faction's values. It's this one catalyst. It's, do you play PvE? Do you play PvP? That's what's defining it. And there's not going to be people that have the ability to get all 3 of them.
Yeah. I agree. So I feel like that's why the option of purchasing it at the end of the faction rally, that should have been an option also. Or like, just if you do a Nightfall, maybe get a lot of faction tokens, because grinding a lost sector is not really that fun.
I think what should have happened, and go with me on this one, I think they should have had the catalysts as quests, okay? And once you did a quest, right, you could go Dead Orbit or New Monarchy or whatever, and you had a choice to get one of the 3 catalysts.
Oh.
So it didn't matter what faction
So it didn't matter what faction, but
right, but it was tied to a quest line, like an exotic quest line. Yep.
But then, just to rebuke that, shoot, totally forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, would people just pick the faction that they like then?
Yeah, I imagine.
So yeah, because I feel like this way is more of like a quote unquote competitive thing, because like whichever catalyst you want, that's the faction you go choose. But then the way that you're saying is like whatever faction you like, you go get. So I feel like it wouldn't be that as competitive. Do you understand?
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
this wasn't as competitive. This was so one-sided, it wasn't even funny. This was like putting Mike Tyson in the ring with a fucking 2-year-old and giving him a baseball bat.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this is, you had the Graviton Lance, which is the new hotness in Crucible right now.
Oh,
giving it
it's fun.
Hidden Hand against something for Sweet Business for New Monarchy, and then like
the
Sunshot, which in you get range and stability. Okay, just don't be bad.
Yeah. That's
in
true.
PvE, just don't be bad.
Yeah.
And I love that gun, by the way. I'm just saying.
Which one, the Sunshot? Yeah, it's actually pretty
that's
solid.
Such a fun gun.
Yeah, it is.
Dude,
watching enemies explode right after.
Oh god. Yeah, watching them explode and like I think the way that it explodes now with the huge, like I watch people get enemies into traps. I was watching the videos go around on that, where like the enemies would be spawning into the explosion and they would last for like 30 seconds. It was so awesome.
And that's in PvE, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's PvE.
Yeah. Oh man.
They would be at like a public event or something, and it was just it's just so cool.
You know what weapon I've been using a lot lately is the hand cannon, Dire Promise. I've been using it a lot lately in PvP. It's actually pretty good. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's in the archetype.
Yeah, I've been using that with Graviton Lance, and it's a pretty sweet combo. I saw someone like tweet that out, and I was like, all right, I'll go in and try it, and yeah, it is. It's actually pretty good. I'm enjoying that.
Yeah, I've been doing that Graviton Lance with the Midnight Coup, so pretty much the same thing. Only the Midnight Coup has Rampage.
Ooh, that's like collecting dust in my vault. Like I got it from the raid back in like October, November, and I haven't used it since. That
gun has my most kills in Destiny. Like I masterwork that. instantly it has like a little bit of a pretty good recoil though. But it is so good.
So you use it in like PvP and PvE?
Oh yeah, just all the time.
Maybe
I'll that gun.
Take that out my vault tonight and play around with it and see how it goes. Oh yeah. Now next up is Iron Banner. Iron Banner, excuse me, returns Tuesday. Sorry, I burped on the mic. Sorry about that. Iron Banner returns Tuesday, and the game mode is Control. So will you be diving into that, Joker?
Is it 6v6 Control?
I believe so. I believe all Iron Banner now will be 6v6.
Iron Banner again.
Yeah, it doesn't say 6v6.
Yeah, it doesn't say it on it. So
but
I hope it
it would be a mistake if it's 4v4.
It would be.
Yeah.
Now, I know a lot of people didn't necessarily like some of those maps, and I do think that they have a shallow map pool for the medium to large size maps as it is.
Yeah.
And by large size maps, I mean what would be medium in most games, honestly. Because like other games have like big team battle and stuff like that, or big team game types. But so that was like a little annoying, but it was also like really fun. It was fun when you got on a good map. On a bad map, it's miserable. Most of the Destiny 1 remakes, it's fun. So, and Control's like the only game type anybody really wants to play anyways. So I'm,
You're gonna dive
the Iron Banner weapons just need to be better. That's my only criticism.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Iron Banner weapons in Season 3. Nothing really sticks out to me, really. So.
And I'm still not a fan of that Titan armor. I'm looking at it right now. And I'm just
Let me pull it up. Well, I'm gonna just do it on my Hunter anyway. I think the Titan armor looks pretty cool. The helmet is a bit extra. It's a bit extra. It's a bit extra, but I like it. I like
the ass cloth. I will say I do like the ass cloth. The shoulder pads too. What is with these Titan shoulder pads, man? They're just like they just bulky. Stick out for days, dude. Just
yeah. But the Hunter looks pretty sweet. So,
the Hunter is armored up, man.
Yeah, the Hunter looks pretty sweet. Yeah.
The Hunter's got as much armor as a Titan.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be playing this one for that. So
I like the cape. I do like the cape, the cloak, the cowl, whatever.
You say cape, I thought you said Cade. I was like, rip, but we'll dive into
I like the Cade. Rip the dream.
Rip. We will definitely dive into that, rip. Alright, so yeah, that's it for really Iron Banner. It comes out Tuesday. Game mode is Control.
Chase Network is really trying to get me triggered in here.
What?
He's got Hunters are the best, followed by Warlocks and Titans.
Oh, well, Hunters are the best. I'm sorry.
Nah, dude, I will shoulder charge you all week.
Sorry, Hunters are amazing.
As long as one Titan stands, so too does the wall.
We will dive into it, but that new Hunter, the Night Stalker with the two
Bro,
blades,
your Vanguard got shot in the face.
Wow. When something happens to Zavala, which I'm hoping something happens to Zavala, which I don't like to wish death upon anyone, but it's an in-game character.
Nobody will care if anything happens to Zavala.
Yeah. Zavala's
That's
like
how Titans are. Titans are disposable, man.
Yeah, let's just get rid of Zavala. And Ikora, like, let's bring in some Osiris, and let's bring in a new Titan Vanguard.
Dude,
I want all new Vanguards.
So my biggest problem with the Curse of Osiris DLC was that Osiris did not take up the mantle of the Speaker.
Yeah, I really wanted him to. But hey,
yeah,
we don't write the story, We don't, because we don't have a speaker right now. We don't have a speaker. And now, that's
like some
so
punk comes
weird.
up and like kills basically like if we want to like and I'm not trying to make this political, by the way, but if we want to equate this to something political, you have to remember the Vanguard is also a governing body.
Yeah.
Okay, so they came in and just kind of like shot the equivalent of the Speaker of the House or like the Vice President. Like that. He just declared war with the city.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's just like, man, yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, hopefully a new speaker or a new set of all Vanguards will come soon.
Rasputin just gets tired of Zavala's shit and like javelins him from orbit. he's just sitting on the tower like
that story.
And just a lightning bolt comes down.
Man, it would be cool to see, but man, some way somehow they would do it wrong. Bungie would some way somehow.
I'm the only one excited for the next DLC story-wise.
No, I'm excited, but it's a bit of a rip because of Cade. It's a bit, but so Forsaken is going to tell a brand new story with a bit of a dark tone and a new Western frontier, the lawless frontier. There's a new enemy called the Scorn, which is a group led by the 8 barons that you will be able to hunt down inside the campaign. So the Scorns is basically like a new type of fallen enemy faction, right? Ish. Did I say that right? Yeah. Is
okay.
Like a new.
So yes. Well,
yeah,
okay.
Yes.
So the Scorn is what the Scorn is they are this they are a new enemy faction.
Yeah.
They're not, but they're hyping it up a little bit. They said they'll have all unique gameplay mechanics, and I'm kind of wondering if this isn't like another version of the Taken but exclusive to Fallen.
The Fallen has Siva. Sorry to cut you off, and that was technically like a new variant of the Fallen. Right. Yeah, it was a new variant of Fallen.
These are going to be like Hivish
Fallen.
Hivish Fallen, yeah. I mean, you see the one guy running around with the boomer.
Yeah.
I think there's some dregs that we've seen running around that are oh, excuse me.
No, you're fine.
That are oh god, what are they? Cursed dregs.
Yeah.
They're like cursed dregs, and I'm like, that's cool, but they're like these pustule mutated. Their arms are all like you know.
Yeah. I really hope in the campaign they tell the story of where the Scorn came from. Like, were they from their home from the Elixini home planet? Were they?
No, I can tell you exactly what the Scorn are.
Oh, by all means.
So
maybe I missed it somewhere.
So in the lore card for it was an Aftermath, or maybe it was Aftermath. It was one of the Prince cards that was released in Rise of Iron to Age of Triumph, between there. And it was the Aldrin went looking for soldiers that he could, manipulate with like magic and tech. Okay. Yeah. So this is the result of that. He's taken Hive magic and mutated these Fallen, because Fallen, their physiology apparently adapts very well to different environments. And so that's why we see them everywhere in like Destiny 1. So
that's actually, I do remember that card. I remember someone talking about that card. It's like, I just hope like it is explained also like in game, like some ways, somehow.
Well, I think what they're gonna do is it'll be like a side comment, like probably like Petra says something like, "Oh, he's got this new score and that's Hive magic and Fallen, blah 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 blah," and then it'll like pop up that you got a new lore tab, and because there is a lore section of the new thing, so it'll probably have like a better explanation there.
Hopefully it's like fully fleshed out.
I do think we're getting like a grimoire thing back. That's my hope. I hope we're getting a grimoire thing back.
I hope so too, because there was a quote from one of the devs that were at E3. I forgot which article, which dev said it. You guys probably would like not believe me, but they said that they're building this expansion not for new players really, mostly for our current players, like diehard Destiny fans, like us, like we're the ones who were asking for all these changes throughout year 1 of D2, and we are the group that this expansion is being catered to.
Right.
Yeah, I have to find that article. Hopefully I can find it sometime during the show, but it was a really good article. I think it was with PC Gamer, and Scott Taylor said it or something, but hopefully I can find that article. Also coming with Forsaken is going to be a brand new weapon system. You could roll out with like 3 shotguns. That's pretty cool and probably hopefully not annoying. The random weapons will be coming back, but random rolls on weapons, that will only be available to year 2 weapons. So Joker, you and I were talking about that earlier before the show. Do you mind just saying what you were saying before about that?
Okay, so the new weapon system, one of the things that we still haven't figured out, and one of the things that they haven't announced, is how retroactive this new weapon system is going to be. And what I mean by that is, on the roadmap, it says that we'll get a new weapon system, we'll get this, that, and the other for free. However, we just found out that the year 2 random rolls will not be retroactive. So like your Better Devils will always be what your Better Devils is. So the big problem with that then is when they say that means unless they make a portion of weapons like available to the non-DLC players, and this is a principle thing. I mean, everybody still playing Destiny is going to buy the DLC, right? What we're arguing here is a principle. If you don't have the DLC, do you still get access to random rolls? Well, I guess they could make the Crucible and Vanguard and Iron Banner weapons available to people without the DLC. But then we get into another argument of if these aren't meta-defining weapons, then rip the dream, because then we have a thing of, well, okay, yes, but now you have to buy power.
Yeah.
Like, if Forsaken comes out and there's this hand cannon that everybody's kind of speculating is at least a weapon of sorrow, if not outright Thorn. I think it might be Thorn with an ornament, especially after seeing the projectile hit the dude in the face and it's this big rock thing. And I'm like, okay, why would we have 2 hand cannon weapon of sorrows?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Unless they changed up the law up on us. The lore up on us.
Well, I mean, any weapon can be made into a weapon of sorrow, right? Yeah. I would just like to have seen the weapon of sorrow roster kind of fleshed out more. We have kind of a pulse rifle. Bad Juju is debatable whether it's a weapon of sorrow or not. We have Thorn. We have Touch of Malice is, again, debatable. We have the exotic swords, which, again, are kind of debatable. And then we have an auto rifle with the Necrochasm, which is another weapon of sorrow. I would say that all of those things are weapons of sorrow, but again, people kind of debate, well, the Bad Juju is and the swords were cleansed, but so I see that and I'm like, why would we have more hand cannon weapons of sorrow? It's probably Thorn. But if Thorn not Thorn is like this OP weapon, but you can only get it from doing this, then we're going to have this problem of like, well, they fixed the game, but you can only buy power, right? And I'm using an exotic as an example, which is a bad example, because exotics are usually locked to the DLC that they come out in. But it would go for any weapons, and this isn't like Destiny 1 where it was like, well, you have to buy the new DLC to get access to the new weapons. Yeah, but they promised that they would fix what was broken in Destiny 2 without you having to pay for it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Well, people who are still playing Destiny 2 are, of course, probably going to have the DLC. And while this is going to affect such a minority of people, it's not even really worth mentioning. We do have to talk about it in the aspect of it's a principled thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Because you don't want it to, like, October comes around, or even Christmas when all these new players are coming in, and if they don't buy the expansion, and they're like, oh, I can't get this, but I heard about this. You know, like my friend told me random rolls or something like that. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like,
oh yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you go and you get the game. Your buddy's like, oh, the game's better, and you know. But even then, a lot of those same people are, because what you would be buying at Christmas would be the unannounced, likely, you know, deluxe edition. What we're talking about would be for people who maybe left during Destiny 1, or not Destiny 1, but Destiny 2, and they're, you know, coming back to check out the changes before they invest any money, and they can't check out the changes because it's all behind a paywall.
Yeah.
That's a significant portion of people, by the way. Yeah. That's millions.
Because I don't mean to like pour insult or hate or anything, but I've seen a lot of people saying that they're not going to pre-order this expansion until they see the reviews and everything like a few months later.
Oh yeah, no, dude, that's the thing. Like, I know a lot of people are going to be waiting for my review on it.
Yeah, a lot of you know. Yeah,
I've already seen it. Yeah. Like, people are like, because I just did my video. Just did a video like, killing Cade was the best thing that Bungie could have done for Destiny.
I saw that. Yeah.
And people are surprised because I'm like, I actually have like good things to say.
Yeah.
Because I'm interested where this could go as a story, and this is just for me being, you know, a creative myself.
Yeah.
But they have to do it right, of course.
Like, a lot of people are like, okay, yeah, you know what? I'm still jaded about Bungie. I'm still jaded. But if you think that this could be going in a good place, I might check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, because we all trust your opinion. Like you are going to sit there and tell the truth about it. Like you're not going to be
and
like.
So people like Skill Up.
Of course.
And,
oh yeah, of course.
Angry,
I'm not bashing them.
It,
I'm just saying, like...
Oh, I'm going to be super harsh, and I'm going to be, like, super detailed, and there's going to be, like, 3 different reviews. There's going to be, like, the story review, the gameplay review, and the endgame review. I get super into it because I think they're all worth talking about. And here's the thing. Like, the story could be bad, but the gameplay and the raid be good. Or the story could be good, and the gameplay be mediocre, and the raid be bad, right? And I think they all deserve their own in-depth discussions, not muted by the other ones, if that makes sense.
Now, speaking of the raid, I am excited to see that the raid is actually going to have its own in-game destination, which is awesome.
Just like the Vault of Glass. We haven't had that since the Vault of Glass.
And they also said that the raid will be connected to the story, which I love because we haven't really had that lately. Leviathan, you can say it connected to the story, but it's really far-fetched out there. It's connected to...
It is so bolted to the side that Anthem made fun of it.
And then Wrath of the Machine kind of connected to the story, right? Ish.
Yeah, Wrath of the Machine was connected to the story.
Yeah. But like King's Fall for me is a clear connection. Like you kill Oryx in the story, he goes back to his little throne world, and you enter his throne world, and you have to kill him. Boom. That was awesome.
The connection for Wrath of the Machine.
I just forgot that one. Yeah.
Well, we went in and we stopped the SIVA replication, but then the SIVA that was still created by the Fallen was being controlled, and we had to go kill the mind that was controlling it, and that was the raid.
That's what it was. Okay, yeah.
So but you're right. Like,
I really hope there's a clear connection, like Wrath of the Machine, Crota, all of that, with this new raid. Did they release the title of the new raid? I know the new location is called Dreaming City.
No, they haven't.
They haven't released the title, right? Yeah, so I'm excited for it. It is called the Dreaming City. I am just curious to know when the release date of that's going to be. See how much time there is between leveling up and the raid. A week?
I want a week, if not 2. If it's the current leveling system.
Yeah. Well, we saw that the power will be up to 600, which may still be subject to change. Meisha Sean put out a video on that. He interviewed someone from Bungie.
Oh yeah, everything's in flux until it comes out.
Yeah. So that's still like subject to change, of course. Yeah.
That's why when like everybody was watching Anthem, and they're like, man, this game looks dull because we don't get to see the RNG and we don't get to see like the skill trees, and I'm like, dude, that game's like 9 months out.
It's still a lot of development.
They shouldn't be showing gameplay. They should be showing how the story works and how like the world works. They shouldn't be showing gameplay.
That's one thing I'm scary about. They haven't talked about the story at all, which could be good or bad.
They're trying to appeal to the Call of Duty Destiny crowd.
Yeah.
That's why they're showing the gameplay with the big mechs and the big explosions.
Yeah.
That sells games, not BioWare storytelling, even though BioWare storytelling will sell BioWare games.
Exactly. But they're trying to appeal Destiny players, like you said. And also
which is weird because they should be appealing to the Borderlands Monster Hunter crowd, because this game's way more like Borderlands and Monster Hunter than Destiny. I don't even think it competes.
So far that we've seen, like I've seen a lot of people who actually were able to play it say that this game is a lot more to it than what they've actually shown. So that I'm excited. I can't wait to see more and actually dive into the world. I really hope there's a lot of RPG aspects to it. Like I really want like RNG. Sorry, I really want there to be like good RNG. I hope the end game is good. The only like turn off I would say was the part about the solo-ness. Like you either play solo or multiplayer, which could be good or bad. But I was hoping for like a full multiplayer world.
Well, I like the
but not to branch off to Anthem a bit. Sorry.
Yeah, not to branch off to Anthem, but I will say I do like how they are doing the story, and I think Bungie could take a lesson from that, where the story worlds are basically the tower's instance to you, so you can do story stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I kind of like that, because what does the tower like? Honestly,
it just shows that the world is alive. That you're not the only person.
Destiny. I think we should have it instanced.
Yeah,
I think that would make for better storytelling. But that would be so Destiny 3. It's not even funny.
Yeah. Oh, so also coming with Forsaken, there's gonna be 9 new supers, right? It is 9, right?
I'm somewhat disappointed on some of the supers and some like really on others.
All right, talk about it.
So the new Titan super, the Striker Titan super, the Superman missile, I'm like, that looks fun. But the death from above replacing shoulder charge has me like, what? That better kill in one hit in Crucible. Because the wind-up for that is like 10 minutes if you've watched it. Because the guy jumps up, and he like pulls back, and he's like, don't... And it like has to fly... Dude, you were going to die doing that. Like, you are so going to die doing that.
I hope there's some type of armor on you. Even though I'm not a Titan, I shouldn't be recommending this. But hopefully there's some like armor on you when you do that. So you just don't get shot. Yeah,
exactly.
Because you don't want to get shot mid-air and you can never use it, right?
Right. I like the Arc Warlock's Kamehameha Blast. I thought that was cool.
That's really cool.
You know?
Yeah. The Hunter new Arc staff.
Okay, that is so like, broken. Like that when we start comparing it to everyone else, when we start comparing, so it's got Arc Blade, but you know it's got the Arc Blade that made it turn invisible. But wait, there's more. It can see through walls.
Yeah.
Hunter's got everything.
Because we're the best. Hunters are the best.
Poor fucking Solar Locks, man. Solar Locks just got super rift. It's just rift. It's just a super rift. It's so bad. They needed to get self-res again.
I do miss Warlocks having self-res. I do miss Warlocks having self-res, but it's not... Sorry, it's not coming. It's okay.
You got your Arc Blade back.
Yeah, but it's Night Stalker.
Night Stalker got Arc Blade and Warlocks, and I'm a Titan, mind you. I'm just arguing for Warlocks in my life, man. They got Super Rift.
I mean, hey, enjoy your Super Rift. I mean, you Warlock, stand over there. Just place it down here.
I bet it won't even work with Lunafaction boots.
Yeah, just stand there and do your little rift and go, and let us big boys do the hard work back here.
It won't even work with Lunafaction boots. In fact, there will be a separate exotic that gives the Lunafaction boots perk to the Super Rift.
To work on the Super Rift. Oh, Bungie, please no. We're getting a new weapon type. We're getting a bow. That's pretty cool. Crossbow.
Bows are always fun, but I looked at that and I said that's... Bows are always fun, but I looked at that and I said that's just a linear fusion rifle that you hold down.
Yeah, it seems cool. I mean, yay.
It is cool.
I can't wait to try it out to see how it actually is. We do know that we're getting an exotic one and a legendary one. There was a screenshot of it.
There's an exotic one that shoots like 3 arrows or something.
I don't remember seeing that. Really cool. That's awesome.
If you watch, I think it was Mesa Sean or maybe it was MTash. Yeah. They had a video where they were going around with it, and they would fire it, and I would notice like 3 projectiles would be like next to each other. And it's like, if it gets a crit, it shoots like chain lightning or something, but it's the exotic one.
Ooh. I wish there was a beta for the Forsaken. Like, I feel like September is like so far away. So far away.
Dude, you know they could do an update and like introduce bows already.
Yeah, that's true. But would bows... I don't want to get into this. I don't want to be like that guy. But you think bows will be a part of the Forsaken DLC itself, right? It won't be like a free update for it.
I think so
because it is a weapon type.
If I'm giving them the best case argument, right? I am banking on the fact that they will make all Crucible and Vanguard type weapons available to everybody because they got to do something, or people are going to raise hell about weapon slots and random rolls. So I think that we'll see like a Crucible bow and we'll see like a Vanguard bow. And we'll definitely see an Iron Banner bow. The Iron Banner lends itself to that sort of thing. So I think we'll see some bows that are available to people, but I think the good bows, you know, like the exotic ones and stuff like that, that will be locked to Forsaken.
Yeah, but you don't want that to be like the new meta, though, because it's like if they still keep the track that they're on now, Crucible maps will be available to all players. So if so if there's like an exotic bow, you have to pay for that. That's like a touchy subject there. But I have faith that they're gonna do it right. Hopefully.
Again, it depends, because in like Destiny 1, we didn't have this problem where where Bungie had, again, we're arguing a principle subject, not necessarily a reality subject, if that makes sense to anybody in the chat. The principle argument is that Bungie said that they were going to do something, and now when we look at the actuality of it, we start kind of going through the logistics of it. How they will be able to implement it will result in a couple of outcomes. One, where they can't stay true to that promise, and they should just admit it outright. Two, where they create a system by which people are buying power. Now, by buying the DLC. Now, in Destiny 1, that wasn't a problem because they never had to overhaul the system in such a way, right? But they have to overhaul the system in Destiny 2 because they shipped a fundamentally broken game and they made a promise.
Yeah.
So we're in a weird place.
Yeah. And let's just see which direction they go now. Like, hopefully it's up from here. Right?
Yeah. And you have to argue principle, because like if you don't argue principle, then you have no moral bearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, we're getting a new PvE/PvP competitive co-op experience called Gambit. Joker, do you want to take it away here? Explain about Gambit a bit?
Gambit looks super fun. Okay, so Gambit is this mode. It's basically like Horde, right? It's going to have 3 or 4 maps at launch, I believe, and it's basically Horde. And when you kill something, you collect these white triangles, and they're called motes, and you go deposit your motes in something that looks like a vat of taken energy, okay? And I think it's like 5, 10, 15, you spawn a blocker on the other team. Maybe it's like 10, 15, 25, something like that. Or at like 25, 50, there's increments, and you spawn a blocker, and the other team can't put their motes into their thing because you're in a separate instance fighting an enemy team for a score, not necessarily fighting each other to kill each other. So you're trying to play Horde as fast as you can against an enemy team, right? And you got these blockers, and then you once you hit, like, was it 50 or 100? Once you hit one of these, and I mean, these are in flux, they could change, so I'm just going to say 100.
Everything is subject to change. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm just going to say 100. When you hit 100, you spawn what's called like an arch demon or whatever, and you have to kill the arch demon, and you win the game. The first person to kill the arch demon wins the game. Well, at every, I believe it's 25, a portal opens, and you can go to the enemy side, okay, and start griefing them. You can start killing them, and you'll be like super buffed while you do it. You'll like move faster. You'll take a bit more damage, from what I understand. And this just looks fun. This just looks hella fun, man.
Yeah, this is what Destiny needed. Something like this. Now, question: is it? I haven't seen anywhere. Maybe I missed it. Is this also a part of the end game activities or
yes.
no? Oh, it is. Okay, so
it sounds like it'll be like as end game as like Crucible is.
So I won't be able to get like end game level gear, like high level gear, because I don't want it to be like a Heroic Strikes and it stops at like 340, 360.
So I imagine it'll be somewhere between like Crucible and Heroic Strikes. Okay. Yeah, Stormblade said you send one person. I thought I said one person, but
yeah.
Yeah, I believe. So yeah, they're saying it's like an end game activity. I imagine that there maybe will be like with the Nightfalls, right, where you have one set or you have like your Heroic Strikes, but then you have like your Nightfall version.
Yeah.
Okay, and the Nightfall version will drop harder loot, but I know it has its own loot table, and it says they said it's a pinnacle activity, so
okay.
And it will have an exotic tied to it.
All right.
So, and the exotic is that, like, is this Thorn, is this not Thorn hand cannon?
Yeah. All right.
So it looks good. It looks
excited.
Super fun. I think this will. A lot of people are talking about it, and I agree with the sentimentality that this will be as big for Destiny, if not bigger, than Trials of Osiris was. Because unlike Trials of Osiris, anybody can play this.
That's true. It could be like all PvE players or all PvP players or both.
A mix.
Really.
Like,
a mix,
you can have, like, I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm just running through my head just as we're having this conversation. And I'm like, what would my team dynamic be? Well, of course, you want a really good, like, PvP player, right, to send over and to grief the other team to make sure they can't bank moats. And then you want, like, maybe you set up to, if there's, like, spawn points where they can come in, maybe you're watching the clock and waiting for them to come in, and you just pop your super on them as they do, okay? And then you have, like, 2 guys dedicated to taking down boss monsters. Maybe you have your, you know, like, in escalation protocol, right? You have your you know, you have your boop cannon, and then you have your melting point, and then you know, you go and that's what you're using against the bosses in escalation protocol. Maybe you have something similar here, you know. And I'm just imagining all the variation of team combinations, and then, like, you know, also with the PvP side to it. It sounds like it could be the perfect marriage of PvP and PvE, and it sounds like it will be legitimately fun. I know I'll be playing a lot of it, but it's not going to be like high stakes like Trials, right? So it seems like something I could just, like, grab a few drinks, jump on, maybe stream with subs. You know, I'm not doing a raid where it's like everybody has to know the raid, or I have to guide them through it. And good luck guiding people through a raid while drunk. It's not easy.
I feel like an idiot for asking this, but I probably missed it somewhere. How many players is Gambit? Is it 4 or 6?
It's 4.
It is 4? Okay.
Yeah,
it's 4. All right. 4 players. All right. Yeah, because I was like, I think it's 4. I believe I saw 4 in the trailer, but I just wanted to make sure. All right, sweet.
Yeah. And the guns look really nice too.
I'm excited for Gambit. I can't wait to dive in. It sucks I can't go to GuardianCon this year. I was like, wow, I went the past 2 years, but this year sadly I can't go, and I'm gonna miss out on that.
Don't you live closer now too? Or?
Well, I'm back and forth between New York and Florida
right
now. I'm back and forth. I'm not settled there just yet, but yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah, sadly I won't be able to make it there just yet. I won't be able to go to GuardianCon. Are you going though? Are you going to GuardianCon? No. All right. Yeah, we'll be here.
Dude, I just had to get a new car. I'm broke like a joke.
I understand. Joker, you see that? I see what you did there, right? Joker, broke as a joke. No, I'm really corny.
I like it. All
right, sweet. Good. All right. So yeah, also coming with Forsaken, we're gonna get the collections. Triumphs are back. We're gonna get bounties. Bounties will be coming back. Now, for the big part, Joker, tell us the story.
Actually, hold on. I want to talk about bounties.
Bounties?
I want to talk about bounties.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. I know, this is weird.
Sorry.
This is weird.
All right.
This is weird. I know. It's weird. So, okay. Remember in Destiny 1, before they updated it, and I think Taken King, where you could, like, turn in bounties from the menu?
Yeah.
Where you would, like, go to the tower, you'd get your bounties, and then you'd, like, turn in all your bounties at the end of the night by going to the tower. Am I the only one who misses that experience?
No, because I also miss that experience.
Like, it's so weird. It's so weird. So I hope they bring it back like that, but they won't.
I hope so. I miss exotic bounties. How awesome
was it?
Where your friend turned in like 10 bounties and you turned in 1 and boom, you got the Thorn exotic bounty.
Dude,
like
I got the Thorn exotic bounty week 1.
Wow.
Week 1 of Destiny 1.
Wow, look at you.
And so that was my first exotic. I remember trying to do the summoning pits at like level 16, and it was like a level 28 strike or something. And we're just me and my buddy walk in, and we're like, "Yeah, we're gonna do this." And no. And then we leveled up. No, God, no, because this was in Destiny, where if you were 3 levels under something, you did no damage.
Yeah. Oh, those were the good days.
Those were the good days, man. So we had to level up. And so we got leveled up, and then we went back, and it was still kicking our ass. And then we finally beat it, but we didn't kill the wizard. And so, because there's a special wizard that spawned in during the Thorn bounty, and we didn't kill it, and so...
and then you completed the strike without killing the wizard. Yeah, my cousin and I, we used to like camp out and wait for that wizard to show up, kill them, and then finish the strike. Oh, man.
I miss bounties. I hope they do some really cool stuff with bounties. I hope there's exotic bounties.
Yeah, and I really hope exotic bounties do come back, because I will never forget Mark Noseworthy said that he didn't even know those were in the game, because those were last-minute things. Like, putting exotic bounties into D1, that was so last-minute. And
dude, it was so last-minute
awesome.
that no time to... Well, I don't know how last-minute it was, because there was the no time to explain bounty that never got released. So it was like last minute enough that maybe he didn't know about it, but like not last minute enough that they were able to take bounties out.
That's true also. Yeah. I forgot about No Time to Explain. No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking Fate of All Fools.
Or yeah, Fate of All Fools. That's what I meant.
Oh,
I said no
that's
time
what
to
you...
explain.
Yeah. I'm thinking of Fate of... Oh, man. Only one person in the world had that. One person.
Dude, man. And it didn't work either. Like, the exotic perk didn't work for the longest time.
Wow. Yeah. All right, let's dive into the story, Joker. Again, I'm just gonna pass it on to you, man. Tell us about what the story so far is about, and where do you think it will go?
Okay, so, let me readjust myself in my seat. So,
get ready.
In the lore, since Taken King, okay, Aldrin has been off doing something. Okay, he crash landed on Mars, not where his ship is in the Taken King or in the Warmind DLC. That's not where his ship landed, and he got a bunch of his crows together and he got himself captured by the House of Kings. Well, after he got himself captured by the House of Kings, he was brought before their Kel, and he like kicked the Kel's ass. So in single combat and took over the house. Now, we thought that after that, because the way that the lore reads is sometime after that, after in the Age of Triumph, the last Age of Triumph for Rise of Iron, we get a Grimoire card that says that the fallen houses have all retreated, that they're just finding dens with piles of burnt banners. Okay? And then in Destiny 2, we see all the fallen under one banner, House Dusk. Okay? And we also see that there's some scannables in the EDZ that's like, this symbol, it's for House Judgment, da-da-da-da-da. So, you know, there's something going on with House Judgment. Now, we originally thought, especially after the Telesto card came out, that the House Dawn, which is the purple bannered fallen that we now see, was all under Aldrin. I mean, it kind of makes sense. The purple and gold that they have is the Queen's colors. But it's also Callus's colors, kind of. So, you know. So we see this house. Well, apparently, Aldrin's Band of Fallen are the Forsaken. Now, we don't really know all that much about the Forsaken, other than the fact that this is a group, and this was in an interview, this is a group of undead fallen that have been like killed a ton of times, that Aldrin has brought back and twisted with tech and magic. So they're kind of like Taniks. If you remember Taniks, especially after when they brought back the strike, when they did the Age of Triumph version or the Siva version of Taniks. They're like, I didn't know that he could talk, you know, he was dead, and how they bring him back, yada, yada, yada. I hope we learn more about that. I hope we learn about more about Elixni fallen consciousness, because Taniks, we did kill him and they rebuilt him. How? So, and that's kind of what we're seeing with the Scorn, is the Scorn, you know, the Forsaken, the Scorn, whatever they're called. It looks like they have been kind of mutated as well, and they've done this to kind of create like different gameplay dynamics. So depends on how different they are, though. Are they just like Hive with a fallen skin on them? Are they, you know, is this like where we had the Taken, and with the Taken, you know, it was kind of different but not really. So it, you know, we'll find out. We do know that they do have some kind of, we got like a guy we're gonna battle with snipers or something, you know. There's another guy who's, and we've seen him, he's got these like They use them in like Catholic churches when they're walking down the aisle and they have the incense.
I know what you're talking about,
and it's the thing on the chain with the name escapes me. I know what it's called.
About.
But he's got the one that's on fire. And the crit spot for that enemy is actually the fire on that. And if you like shoot it, it'll like explode and like catch everything around it on fire. So it sounds like they are trying to introduce new gameplay and new enemies, but in a way that makes sense for the universe. And that makes a lot of sense because you can't, like, if they didn't introduce a new enemy race with the Cabal invading, they weren't going to do it. And the reason for that is because all of I mean, when you think about the galaxy, or the universe, not even just the galaxy, even though the galaxy is pretty big, just a little.
It's just a little tiny.
Yeah. When you think about the size of the universe and like how an enemy race would find Earth, like stumble upon it, that's astronomically unlikely.
Yeah.
Okay, you kind of have to know what you're looking for. Now, the Traveler does kind of shine a beacon, but even the Pyramid ships didn't know where to look until he exploded.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just retreated because they thought he was dead. Who knows? She, it, them, whatever.
I can't wait for that story to be told.
I know, right?
Oh, man.
I hope that's not Savathun.
Oh no. Please, no.
Anyway.
That's for a later date. Yeah, sorry to cut you off.
Nah, dude. Yeah, I want Savathun to be her own thing, but then I want the Pyramid ships to be like something entirely new. Not Fallen, not Hive, not Vex. Something new, something we've never encountered.
Yeah.
But then you have, you know, if they were going to bring in a new enemy race, they had the chance with the Cabal because the Cabal has a lot of slave races.
Yeah.
Okay. They didn't do it, so, you know, I don't think that we're ever going to get a entirely new race until like Destiny 3. So, you know, it is what it is. But it is interesting to see them do kind of different things with what we have. You know, we had the Taken with Taken King that kind of didn't work. And then we have the, like, everybody hates the Taken. I don't think there's anybody who likes fighting the Taken.
I mean, I just hate is it the Scions that multiply?
Oh my god.
That's so annoying. Like, come on. You have like a slither of health left. You're really gonna multiply now? Sorry, anyway.
No, there's a joke about it on like one of the guns or something. It's like I always aim. It's like Cade. He's like I always aim for the Scions first. You know.
Yeah.
Save bullets.
They're so annoying.
I know. God. So yeah, if we didn't get a new enemy race with that, we're not gonna get one. So I like seeing them try to figure out new gameplay elements by mixing and matching races. And so far, that's what the Scorn look like they are. They're undead, Hive enchanted, Fallen. So why? Here's the why. We're trying to figure out the why. So the beginning of the DLC starts with Aldrin attacking.
Wait.
Or like
spoiler alert, right? Is spoiler alert?
No, I don't think this is a spoiler.
I mean, I don't care. I just want to like put that there for our audience. That's
if you've seen the trailer. If you've seen the trailer, this is the trailer.
Yeah. Oh. Sorry, I didn't know.
No, dude, I'm only getting in the trailer.
Okay.
So I guess you know what, we'll do spoiler alert. Yeah, I think that's fair. So if you were trying to go completely dark, but then I mean you're on a podcast that's talking about recent Destiny events, so you're not going too dark. So anyways, when we get into the game, there is a prison break, or there's like a riot, but it turns out to be a prison break in the Prison of Elders, and it's orchestrated by Aldrin. The last thing that we heard in the lore was about the Prison of Elders was one of the web lores that came out just before Warmind, where it was like Cade is busy filling the Prison of Elders. It was like a throwaway line. But it was so throwaway that you're like, yeah, that's the next thing that's going to happen. So that was the last thing that we knew about. Now, fast forward to this DLC, and Aldrin is breaking something out of the Prison of Elders. Now, we don't know if this was a trap for Cade, because Cade's been, putting a bunch of things in the Prison of Elders. We don't know if this was... I like to think, and I said this in my video, I like to think that this was just a case of, like, Cade was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And if you have the wrong place, wrong time, and Aldrin has to kill him because he has to keep the allegiance of the Barons, because this is a fallen house, and any sign of weakness shows dissent, will breed dissent. So, and you have this guy who's like, putting all the fallen in the Prison of Elders, yada, yada, yada. So I have to imagine, I like to imagine that it's this like morally gray decision where he's not going after Cade specifically, but he has to kill him. Because if he doesn't, he'll lose everything that he's built. Now, why he's building it, that's the interesting question, because we don't know.
Yeah.
Now,
does this have to do anything with his sister, you think?
I have to imagine that would be the only reason he would do it. Now, I originally thought, and I still think that the lore definitely swings more this way. I originally thought that Aldrin was doing it to go to war against the Nine. I figured that the emissary was Morozov, the Queen. However, he may actually be going to war with the city, and he may be doing it on purpose.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm going to put this picture in the chat. I got to find it, though. There's a picture of a character that looks kind of queenish.
Is that the one I tweeted out? From
maybe.
DTR? I think so. I'll see it pull up. It was like I got you. A lot of people said it looks like a man, but I personally think
it's somebody, and it's a very thin lie person in a poncho.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Yeah, but I don't know if you can see that one, right?
Yeah,
that one. Yeah.
I put it in the chat. I think that the white hair.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people's like, oh no, that's probably concept art for Aldrin. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know, because why will Aldrin be disguised like this and have a bird on him?
Now here's kind of the funny thing. Why would he have a white bird?
Exactly.
As well.
Yeah.
Because that's a raven. Now the interesting and this has something to do with the Fallen or whatever. And I want to say that because the shader used on the character, I'm very familiar with that shader because that's Feud Unfading. The way that the colors are. And that's the one that I use on my Titan that's in all my videos. I saw that and I was like, yeah, they're bringing my shader back. So, regardless of what the lore or where the lore may be going or should go, I think it would be very interesting, and this is kind of my fan theory right now, and I state this in my video. I think it would be very interesting if we go out through this quest of, like, Aldrin, we come in, Aldrin's trying to find his sister, right? Or maybe he's mad at the city because she sacrificed herself and he wants revenge or something. I think I posted is broken. It works for me. Or, any of that other nonsense. And she in fact is not dead. Well, she died. She straight up died. She died hardcore. But how funny would it be if he goes through all this revenge? He kills Cade. He's trying to avenge his sister. And his sister was a guardian the entire time. And the city had been keeping it a secret. Because the Queen of the Awoken being resurrected as a guardian and not remembering that she's the Queen of the Awoken would be huge. That would be so freaking huge, dude.
I'm sorry. That would be a good story. Because then Aldrin would be pretty mad. But what class would she be?
Well, it shows as a hunter.
Could that be a reason why she kills Cade? Because Cade knew?
Well, or
Because remember that? Sorry, just the quote you said earlier that you had tweeted out. I don't know if you remember. If you remember, Kay's last few words maybe could be what happened to your sister.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah. What about your sister?
What about your sister?
How's your sister?
Yeah.
And then it turns out that, spoiler alert, that's actually in the game, and I didn't know that when I tweeted it out. I just thought it'd be funny, like some really good trash talk. Like Cade needed really good trash talk before he died, but they're not going to do anything too PG.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
So that gets a little racy though. It's like oh, what does he mean by that? Oh, because he's dead. Yeah. But it kind of comes off as I banged your sister joke.
Exactly, but really it's because his sister is dead. Yeah. Or maybe dead.
Maybe not.
But wouldn't she have a ghost though? Wait, so are you saying that she could have died and resurrected as a guardian?
As a guardian by a ghost, yes.
Okay, so meaning she wouldn't have a ghost when she was the queen.
Yeah, she wouldn't have. Yeah, the Awoken aren't guardians.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, she was resurrected after the events. And again, that's just a theory based on this image.
Mm-hmm.
But how cool would it be that he goes through this entire quest and this hunter is helping you, and at the last minute, you are the hero of the city. Mm-hmm. You cannot fall to petty vengeance. You need to be more than that.
Yeah.
So instead of allowing you to kill Aldrin out of rage and grief, she comes in last minute and kills Aldrin, and Aldrin looks up at her as she kills him and realizes, oh shit,
that's my sister.
It was my sister, and she's the one killing me.
Mm-hmm.
That would be so fucking awesome. That would be so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not saying that'll happen, but
let's say if she is, would you like her? Maybe if she is a hunter and she is a queen, blah 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 blah. She becomes the next Hunter Vanguard. But before you answer that, Stormblade did say in chat, Zavala is an Awoken guardian, which is true. Yeah.
Awokens can become guardians. Yeah. So a lot of people thought that for some reason, I actually saw this on my Twitter earlier because I was talking about this. A lot of people thought that Awoken were guardians who just decided not to be guardians.
You could do that. You could do that.
Well, there is an entire colony of guardians who are pacifists.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to clarify that, just because you're an Awoken doesn't mean you're a guardian. Because apparently some people thought that, and so I had a conversation about that earlier, and I was like, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you don't go into the lore, because they thought she was a Voidlock because of what she did with the Harbingers, and it's if you don't go into the lore and you don't read the Grimoire, the stuff really isn't explained. So it's one of these things where if you play the game in isolation, you probably don't understand a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. Which I can understand, but I feel like they need to go deep into the lore for people who actually follow the lore and have friends who follow the lore to ask questions and things like that, but also of course have the lore in game also, so you can still read about it and as it's happening and all that.
You probably didn't, but did you play Dragon Age Inquisition?
Yeah, I have not played.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't. Yeah. It was eh. It wasn't as bad as a lot of people make it out to be, but it definitely wasn't great. Just don't play with a handful of the characters in the game and you're good. But one of the things that game did exceptionally well was it had lore cards on the loading screen, and it would have these full pages of lore on the screen. So even if you're not invested in the lore, I have to imagine that people would read that while it's just sitting there while you're waiting, right?
Yeah.
So they would pick up some of the lore.
Yeah.
I think that would have been way better than the ships.
Yeah. Definitely in between the loading screens, like you said, and then as you're flying in, have those little lore things on the side, what games do, what video games do.
It's did you know if you do this, and this, or did you know that this person was this?
Mm-hmm. When their excuse not excuse, but their reason could be that in between the loading screen, that's when you can talk to your friend or like go and do something and come back, because they also want this game to be like a hobby or something like that. Like you don't always have to like sit there. Like you could do things in between.
Yeah, but I mean,
it'll be a terrible excuse, of course. But I'm just thinking what.
Because now we have an in-game. Now we hopefully have an in-game codex. So
hopefully it's flushed out good. It's not just like what we have now in D2.
I think Bife was a little more hyped about it than I am. Because he's like dreaming big.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we were all dreaming big about the weapon tabs and the armor tabs and all the lore, and like how that turned out to be. So hopefully this is finally something fleshed out. Because remember when Steve Cotton last year at the jury event said no more Grimoire, lore's in game. Yeah. Everyone was excited, and
then womp.
Yeah, it just went downhill from there. But I have faith. Steve Cotton is the game director of Forsaken. I have faith in him that he would do good. I have faith.
I have faith that he used to have a lot of zeal and excitement for developing games, but maybe now not so much. And I mean, that's the same thing with any creative endeavor. Like, I love making my YouTube videos, but sometimes, man, I'm just like, I get out of bed and I'm like, I look at my computer and I'm like, fuck you.
I really don't want to do this right now. Yeah, I feel like because he's in such like he is technically management on this title, it can be stressful. It can be very stressful because he may not be as involved in development as he used to be. Now he's like really making sure there's like everyone has a same mind space throughout the whole all in different studios now, actually, because technically all three are working on this.
And so nobody wants to hear that their baby's ugly.
Of course not. Of course not. So everyone is working hard on this, but I am really excited. I hope that is the queen that we see. And the hunter. Hopefully, maybe she becomes the next Hunter Vanguard. That would be super interesting. Shiro, you think so? Has his name been mentioned? But has his name been? Not best friend. It was partner in crime
apprentice or something. There's a word for it, but it's like apprentice.
We haven't seen him in D2, so maybe he's alive, or he could have died, maybe.
Well, we haven't heard anything from him. But he was like the last time we saw him, he was at the Iron Temple.
Yeah. Well, and now the Iron Temple is a map, and so who knows what's going on there. Maybe they'll introduce an entirely new character, or maybe they'll pull a farm/tower on us and just say Cade's dead and he's back. Boom. Like Cade 6 is dead and maybe it's like a new version of Cade. Like, maybe. I don't know. Yeah,
actually we can kind of wade into this. Because this is essentially what my video was about. Cade 6 needs to stay dead.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is it adds realism to Destiny. So far, our actions haven't had consequences at all. Okay, and that's not realistic. We're in a post-apocalyptic story about war. Okay, the only actions that we have with the game is violence. Okay, we don't craft, we don't make anything, we kill things. That's it. This isn't like Elder Scrolls Online where you can just, I want to play this entire game where I'm a jeweler. And I never kill anything, but I make necklaces for people, or I farm herbs or whatever. This is like you go out and you kill things in the Crucible, you kill things for the Vanguard, you kill this, you kill that, you kill the other, because everything's trying to kill you. And so far, we've lost the speaker, we lost the queen. But I think more people like the idea of the queen's character than actually like the queen's character. Because we don't know enough about the queen's character. We like the idea of it. She sounds like a badass, and we want to know more.
And she looks awesome.
Don't get me wrong. And she looks awesome.
Yeah.
She's fucking hot.
Yeah, definitely.
She definitely gave that... When you first meet her, not necessarily when you meet her later, but she definitely kind of gave that, like, Cersei Lannister vibe with her and Aldrin, and it was like, anyways, so you got all of that going on, And so I think that people like the idea of that character more than they actually like the character. And then the speaker died. The speaker was like the Pope. Yeah. The Pope died and nobody gave a shit.
Yeah. You know? And then it's like, so are we ever gonna have a speaker ever again? Are we not gonna have a speaker? Does the speaker title mean nothing? Is Zavala gonna become a dictator? Like, what's happening, right?
Yeah, because the speaker is the head of the consensus. He has the final vote.
Yeah.
In the consensus, and they've talked about this. The consensus did not meet without the speaker. So, like, what's the consensus been doing since then?
I'm sorry.
My bad. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, will there ever be like a new tower? Because how this tower that we're in is all broken down and everything. Like, are we ever gonna see like the Vanguard come back? Well, Kate is technically dead, and they're all gonna be at a table again, talking, doing something. Because right now they're all like spread apart and all that. They're all like Zavala's still looking over the same ledge that he has been for almost a year now. Like, Ikora is in her little sanctuary area. Cade is hanging out with Amanda Holiday. Like, will they ever like come back together? Like, also, like, if I want this world to feel alive, and I feel like if it is gonna feel alive, then the scenery of the tower has to change. And by that I mean, like, either fix it up a bit because it still looks broken down and all that, right? Like, fix it up a bit. Like, you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, the world should feel alive, not like when the same tower that we have been that was destroyed by Gaul, like, well, the new one technically, like, that has been destroyed.
They need to add to it. They need to flesh it out.
Yeah.
And we've been seeing kind of this every time they, like, there's more banners during like the faction rallies and stuff. You know, Lord Saladin's stuff comes in, comes and goes. And they've changed the banners back and forth between the faction rallies.
But like the core tower itself, like the Vanguard is still split apart. Like the gold red war thing is over.
Well, here's the thing. I think they're always going to stay split apart.
You think so now?
If they weren't split apart, you would literally have no reason to go to the different wings of the tower.
Add a new vendor.
Oh yeah, no, dude. Put Ava Levante out in the
where like did she die? Like,
no, she didn't die. Allegedly she's still alive, but like nobody's really seen her since the tower fell. I think Tess like stuffed her in a bag somewhere.
Let's keep her hostage. Like something.
Dude, I miss like talking with my buddies and like you get those missions. It's like, we must inform Levante, and I'm like, dude, we are gonna inform the shit out of Levante.
It's just like,
it was just so serious too, and I'm like, fucking Ava Levante, she's just like the old lady in the corner who sells emblems.
And she's like gone now, but like, add more vendors, add more events to come in, like add more, like hire me as whatever job title that is, whatever events director, in-game events director,
dude,
whatever, just something.
How cool would it be? I was actually super upset. And just from a lore standpoint, not necessarily because I care about the speaker. Fuck that guy, he was a liar, and I called it. But
I feel like they could have expanded on that story a bit more, because that's pretty huge.
Super cool if we got an Age of Triumph the first year to kind of commemorate not only losing the speaker, but what must have been millions of fucking dead. You know, like, jeez.
Yeah.
We have an in-game event for memorializing the dead. They need to do something this year with Cade. They absolutely need to do something. And dude, we need to do something on the farm with Colonel.
All of them. Like, what's the point of the farm now? Like, that's one thing I don't want them to do. I don't want them to add another social space and it becomes useless. You understand? Right. Like, the Reef, even though we had Charles of Osiris there, it did become dead after a while. Like, people only went there. But then they had Challenge of Elders and stuff, so it became alive. But the farm is dead. Like, everyone was like...
That's how every public space, even public spaces, not just social spaces, that's how every space in Destiny is. Its utility lasts as long as the DLC.
Yeah, but I think that they have so much real estate that they can use. I think it needs to change.
Oh yeah. No, dude, they need to have better quests. They need to have better, just
3 more factions.
Think about this. Let me throw this to you. so we're playing through the game, right? And this is a story of revenge, and you know, not Morozov comes just in the nick of time with their sawed-off double-barreled shotguns, which desperately should be a weapon in the game that we can get. Oh my god, that would be so good.
Yes, please. New weapon type. Well, not new weapon type, just new something added.
I know. New type of shotgun. New functionality for a shotgun. Double-barreled fucking sawed-off shotguns. Man, that'd be so cool. Anyways, so like Morozov comes in and she kills Aldrin, and you know, to save our reputation, because we're doing the right thing for the wrong reason, you know, and we've got to be the hero of the story. So, you know, can't fall to darkness. Even though everybody was using Thorn in year 1, and you know, it doesn't get darker than that.
But it was fun.
It was. I'll give you that. Anyways, so think about going, you know, after post campaign, and now you know you have quests for all of the Vanguard, okay, and like maybe you go out onto the tower walls with Shax. And you're like just, and I'm totally ripping this off from Mass Effect when you went and shot beer bottles with Garrus, and you're just BSing with Shax in this quest, and Shax is like talking about Cade, okay, and he's like talking about how Cade was in the Crucible. And you're just reliving these memories, and like you just do quests for like the different Vanguard to get to know them better, or the different, you know, vendors like Hawthorne and all that stuff.
It's more like a personal connection.
Personal connection, and you do that with these characters, and you know, not only because killing Cade is the stupidest thing Bungie has done. No, it really is, because Nathan Fillion is the only character in the game. Yeah. Like Cade is the only character in the game.
That's why I'm like, I don't think they will kill him off, because Nathan Fillion basically sold Destiny 2. Like, with all those trailers and stuff, if it wasn't for Cade, I don't think, like, yes, the first trailer with Zavala, he was high and mighty, that's cool, but Cade is funny. Like, Nathan Fillion really sold Destiny 2.
Well, Cade's also, like, the heart of the Destiny universe, right?
Exactly, so killing him off would be great, but where will this game go? Like, they have to have a plan, which I'm pretty sure they have a plan if he is like 100% dead, but it has to be a good plan. Like, it has to work. If it doesn't work with us players, then I don't know.
I think if they bring him back, people will just be like, well, that was just a marketing gimmick. Fuck these guys. Fuck this. Fuck that. You know, and they're out.
Well, look what Halo did with Halo 5 and their whole marketing with Master Chief, and the story was completely different.
Yeah, exactly. People
so I feel
bolted against that.
But it was good. I like that, even though it was good. It was good though.
I felt like Truth was amazing.
Yes,
dude.
It was. It was great. And then look, it turned out to be completely different, and it was still good. It was still.
True facts. Those were my first videos on my channel like 4 years ago when I was like, and then I didn't like upload anything. But Halo Canon has followed me for like 4 years on YouTube because of that. I was like, yes.
Yeah, it was nice though. Nice. I remember Halo Follower.
Not Halo Follower, Halo Canon.
I know, but yeah.
Remember when Halo Follower was good?
Remember when Halo was good? Thank you. I was just about to say that. Oh, Halo Infinite, but that's a time for another podcast.
But yeah, just kind of even go into the backlash of the games and the marketing. You know, look at Halo. You know, it's a great example because you know, if you look at the new Halo Infinite trailer, it's the old Master Chief armor.
Yes.
It's it's classic Halo. We're back on a Halo ring. We're on Installation 07. I thought it was the Ark, but apparently we're on.
Hopefully, we get to see what he looks like. He had his helmet off. Maybe.
Oh, no. What they need to do is he has his helmet off, and they bring it up, and he puts it on. Like,
no.
Yeah, Halo 2. No. I don't want to see Master Chief, because anything you see will never live up to what you expect. And you know I'm right.
You are, but I think
you will be so disappointed. We will all be so disappointed if we see Chief. Because what it'll be is it'll be a white dude who like looks kind of like older in his like 40s. He'll be kind of like military with a shaved head.
Yeah. I mean,
he'll be like the most blank slate white dude with a shaved head.
That's what I imagine. Yeah, but I think
like Commander Shepard. Who will be default Commander Shepard?
Yeah. See, I'm not a big Halo fan, me personally, but if I was a writer on that game, I would be like, guys, I think it's time to show people what he looks like. And that's probably the day I'm fired. It's probably the day I'm fired. First day on the job, last day on the job.
I love you, Brother Dave.
Oh, man.
Brother Dave's up in the chat. And let me tell you about Brother Dave. I've known him since House of Wolves came out.
Wow.
Okay? And I've never heard his voice.
Oh,
he's never used a mic. We've raided, we've done trials.
Wow.
That guy is the best Destiny player I know.
That's awesome. Nice. Brother Dave, I like that. No mic Dave.
No mic for years, dude.
No mic, but still able to do raids and stuff.
Still the best Destiny player I know.
Huge shout out to you, Dave.
His father is a warlord and he's a monk and he cut his tongue out. That's the Dave origin story or something like that.
Wow.
I need a Kappa, Dave. I need a Kappa in the chat.
All right, Joker. Great show. Now, my favorite part of the show. Tell me something I don't know, Joker.
Tell you something you don't know. Well, female kangaroos have 3 vajayjays.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. That's I'm interested, but I don't. That's gonna be weird to say. I don't know what I would do with that info. That's
I don't know. The first man to urinate on the moon was Buzz Aldrin shortly after stepping onto the surface.
Wow. But it wouldn't go straight down though. There's no gravity. That must have been awkward.
He peed in his suit, dude.
Oh yeah.
Come on, if you
open your suit,
he would have like.
Wow, I had a wow. But then yeah. Wow, I had a moment there. I totally forgot. That's
Master
true.
Chief pees in his suit all the time.
Yeah, that's.
I imagine we pee in our suit all the time too.
I had a slow moment. I had a slow moment.
Some fruit flies are genetically resistant to getting drunk, but only if they have an inactive version of a gene scientists have named Happy Hour.
Wow. It's a nice gene to have.
No, why would you?
Well, no, bad, but then it depends on the person. You know, your body's a temple. You wanna. It's a cool name.
Not drinking alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, true. I have one. All right. Did you know movie trailers were originally shown after the movie? That's why they're called trailers.
Oh, I get it, dude. Yeah. There's an opera house on the U.S.-Canada border where the stage is like half of the stage is on one country, the other half of the stage is on the other country.
Yes. Wait. Oh, really? I know there's a house like that. There's a house like that in New York and Connecticut, where like half the house is in New York, half the house is in Connecticut. So I'm just like, how do you pay rent for that? Like what taxes do you pay? Like, do you pay New York taxes when you're on one side? One side of the house pays New York taxes. The other
Romans.
Side?
Here's another one. The Romans used to clean and whiten their teeth with urine. Apparently, it works really well. Don't do it at home.
Don't do that at home.
Don't do it. I'm just reading these random facts.
Yeah, and last fact, did you know when hippos are upset, their sweat turns red? I really want to see if that's 100% true, but I don't want to make a hippo upset.
I don't know the fact on this, but the longest time between two twins being born is 87 days.
That's disturbing. That's interesting. Wow.
Maybe one was born like way premature.
Yeah. I could see that happening. Yeah, way premature.
Records. The longest duration between twins' birth is 84 days. Yeah, days. Gave birth to Hannah on November 11th, 1995. Okay. Yeah. No, dude. Apparently, one was just born premature because reasons.
Yeah.
Wow. That's gotta suck.
We're twins, but we're 80-something days apart. Yeah.
Having labor like that, 87 days, like back to. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Oh god. That ain't ever gonna be the same again. Oh.
Nope. So tonight's last word, you guys always know that there's always good things happening in the video game community. So tonight's last word will definitely go to Ninja and Marshmallow because they won $1 million at the Fortnite charity event in E3. So huge congrats to them and donating $1 million. That was awesome. That was great.
Hell yeah.
Always great things happening. I love that. And Fortnite is definitely blowing up, my man. It's crazy. They're having
it's like just blowing up.
Well, no, it's not just blowing up. It has been blowing up, but there's definitely a...
There's no stop on the hype train for Fortnite, definitely.
No, there's a 2019 Fortnite Championship next year. That's awesome. And then I think like Epic Games has what, $1 billion for tournaments to happen. It's some crazy number like that.
It was.
That's awesome.
I think it was like either 1 billion or like 100 million or something like that.
It's a crazy number, and that's awesome. It's just awesome. I'm glad to see that. Now I can't wait to see like what part. We've always said here, are we at the end of the cycle of Fortnite? Are we still climbing up? Like, but again, they still need to add more variety. I play Fortnite daily. I do. So, but again, they need to add some things to the game to, like, you know, change it up a bit, like add more game modes and things like that. But I could see a game lasting for a long time.
Oh yeah, it's got the Minecraft appeal. It'll probably have a very similar Minecraft type life cycle where it's like super popular and then like it's still like really popular, but then it kind of dies off, but like it's still culturally who plays Minecraft now?
Yeah, Minecraft
but
is
it's still like superly cultural relevant.
It's in a weird state because Minecraft used to be super popular. It's still popular, but there's so many other things overshadowing Minecraft.
Yeah.
There's like so many other things out there now. And,
like Terraria, right?
Dude.
Nobody plays Terraria.
No one plays Terraria. Yeah, no. Nope, not at all. But thank you so much, Joker, for joining me this week here on the DTR Podcast. We had an awesome show. It was fun. I had fun. Did you have fun?
Yeah, dude.
You had fun? It was great.
Hyping up and talking about theories, dude.
That was awesome. Talking about the story. Oh, man. Only if J Ram was here. Next time we have J Ram on. Hopefully next week, we're going to continue it. I bet he has some great ideas and some great theories. Yeah. All right, man. So, Joker, where can we find you on social media, man?
You can find me on DSR_Joker on the Twatternet, and then you can find me at Darkside Royalty Lore on the YouTubes.
Awesome.
On the boob tubes.
You guys can find me, Jay, on Twitter at J_DTR. You guys can find Destiny Tracker on Twitter at Destiny Track, and at the Fortnite Tracker, and at the Tracker Network, and on YouTube at Destiny Tracker and the Tracker Network. Man, that's a lot to say. Woo! Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of the DTR Podcast, and we see you all later. Bye, Guardians.
Stay frosty.